This weekend, Democrats say they're energized, looking to November in their effort to keep the governor's mansion and flip Senator Ron Johnson's U.S. Senate seat. This past week, they launched what they're calling a unity tour featuring Governor Tony Evers, his new running mate, State Representative Sarah Rodriguez, Attorney General Josh Kaul, and Democratic U.S. Senate nominee Mandela Barnes. And Friday, the U.S. House passed the Inflation Reduction Act. Wisconsin's U.S. Senate race between Senator Johnson and Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes set to be expensive, explosive, and one of the most closely watched in the country. Congresswoman Gwen Moore was an early supporter of Barnes. She joins us now from Milwaukee. Congresswoman, good to see you.
Oh, so good to be with you.
What does Mandela Barnes need to do to win this Senate seat?
Well, to quote Reverend Al Sharpton, he said that, we have got to get the vote out. We've got to make sure that we energize young people, elderly people, working people. And I think that Mandela Barnes brings that to the table. We got to turn people out. But as Al Sharpton said, you can't turn them out unless you can turn them on. And he is the son of working people. He has made a connection with people in rural areas and farmers. And I think that he's somebody that he's very relatable.
Republicans are bringing up a number of issues, highlighting what part of their campaign against Mandela Barnes is going to look like: abolishing ICE, no cash bail, defunding police. How are you advising him to defend this?
Well, I'll tell you, a lot of those things that you just talked about are things that Republicans, like defunding the police, for example, that's something that they just ran with. We had one campaign to talk about that, and I hear that term from them more than I do anybody, from Republicans more than I do anybody else. There is no agenda to defund the police. As a matter of fact, our party has worked very, very diligently on making sure that there is police accountability.
Congresswoman, let's look to the Inflation Reduction Act. The House voting on Friday to approve sending it to the president. How do you convince those now highly skeptical that this will actually help lower inflation and not worsen the problem that we're seeing across the state and the country?
Well, there are some people who are going to see the results immediately. If you're on Medicare, you're going to see your insulin be capped at $35 a month. You're going to see your $2,000 premium for Medicare be capped at $2,000. That's going to happen immediately. Obviously, reducing inflation is not something that's going to happen overnight. We're going to have to spend time educating people. But I do think that this Inflation Reduction Act really elucidates the difference between Democrats and Republicans very, very well. I mean, we are asking corporations to pay their fair share. We're going to put numbers of clean energy initiatives in place that people won't see immediately. But we're excited about an issue that will encompass, it might not have an impact on us immediately, but it's important for the world. And we're really proud of that.
One of the other provisions that has received some attention over the past week is this $80 million for the IRS. A lot of that, some of that for enforcement. Why in your mind is that needed? And are there going to be people targeted for new audits as we look ahead to the new year's?
Well, the IRS has not put forth a personnel plan as of yet. But what we do know is that Republicans over the last decade have deliberately starved the IRS so that they could protect their wheeling and dealing and well-heeled donors from paying their fair share. These monies will not go toward trying to capture the income of someone who you cash at because they mowed your lawn.
Congresswoman, there's been a lot of spending in this Congress. Do Democrats remain and keep control of the House after the midterms?
You know what? We are running against a historical tide, but this is not a historical moment. I mean, we are at a moment when we have seen people buy into huge lies. They're trying to strip us of our ability to vote. I mean, this is a moment, I think, when people really have a choice.
A busy weekend amidst August recess. Congresswoman Gwen Moore, like always, great to see you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Up next, the primary results, what it all means now less than 90 days from November.